Greetings, everyone. Have you ever noticed the vast differences in prices for the same items at different stores? This common phenomenon can teach us significant lessons about value and priorities, which are deeply rooted in biblical principles. In our daily lives, we encounter goods priced both high and low. The Bible cautions us in Luke 12:15, "Watch out. Be on your guard against all kinds of greed. Life does not consist in an abundance of possessions." This verse challenges us to think about what truly holds value in our lives. The parable of the rich fool. Jesus shares a story in Luke 12:16-21 about a rich man who stored up plenty of goods for many years, planning to relax, eat, drink, and be merry. But God said to him in Luke 12:20, "You fool, this very night your life will be demanded from you. Then who will get what you have prepared for yourself?" This parable is a stark reminder of the temporary nature of earthly wealth and the importance of being rich toward God. The dangers of wealth. Wealth can be deceptive. It promises security but often leads to anxiety and isolation. Jesus addresses this in Matthew 6:19-21. "Do not store up for yourselves treasures on earth, where moths and vermin destroy and thieves break in and steal, but store up for yourselves treasures in heaven, where moths and vermin do not destroy, and thieves do not break in and steal. For where your treasure is, there your heart will be also." Choosing eternal investments. Every act of kindness and generosity is an investment in our heavenly treasury. Matthew 25:35-40 vividly illustrates this principle. "For I was hungry, and you gave me something to eat. I was thirsty, and you gave me something to drink. I was a stranger, and you invited me in. I needed clothes, and you clothed me. I was sick, and you looked after me. I was in prison, and you came to visit me." These deeds are the treasures that last, bringing us eternal joy and satisfaction. When we perform these acts of kindness for those around us, we are not just helping others, we are serving Christ Himself. Jesus explains this directly in Matthew 25:40, saying, "Truly I tell you, whatever you did for one of the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me." This verse highlights that our service to others is simultaneously an act of worship and devotion to Jesus, underscoring the spiritual significance of our everyday actions towards the needy, the oppressed, and the marginalized. By serving others, we are indeed serving Christ, and these actions store up eternal treasures in the kingdom of heaven. Living with an eternal perspective. Colossians 3:1-2 tells us to set our hearts on things above, not earthly things. "Since then, you have been raised with Christ. Set your hearts on things above, where Christ is, seated at the right hand of God. Set your minds on things above, not on earthly things." This perspective shapes how we live our daily lives, influencing our choices and interactions. It's not just about avoiding evil, but about actively doing good and seeking to reflect God's love in all we do. Reflective questions. As we contemplate our own lives, let's ask ourselves, where are my treasures? Am I investing more in earthly pleasures or in eternal rewards? How can I use my resources to bless others and glorify God? This week, let's take tangible steps to enrich our spiritual lives. Whether it's through giving to those in need, volunteering our time, or simply sharing a word of encouragement, let us be intentional about storing up our treasures in heaven. In conclusion, let's remember Paul's words in 1 Timothy 6:17-19, where he instructs the rich not to be arrogant nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, and to be rich in good deeds. Command those who are rich in this present world not to be arrogant nor to put their hope in wealth, which is so uncertain, but to put their hope in God, who richly provides us with everything for our enjoyment. Command them to do good, to be rich in good deeds, and to be generous and willing to share. In this way, they will lay up treasure for themselves as a firm foundation for the coming age, so that they may take hold of the life that is truly life.